Good day, children of God. This is another Sunday. Pastors in northern Nigeria are coming out boldly to speak against the threat of Islamic jihadist fundamentalists threatening Christians and their communities in northern Nigeria. While a pastor who is a governor in Benue State is planning to build ranches for Fulani settlement in the same northern Nigeria, let me say the Middlebelt. Now, there's a Fulani guy who converted from Islam to Christianity. And this guy has been on the run ever since. He has become a pastor, converting many of his brothers into Christianity. A Fulani converted from Islam to Christianity. He's much more fervent when you look at his evangelical movement from one northern state to another. Now, these Fulani jihadist fundamentalists are coming. They attacked him. He escaped. This almost 3 times he has escaped attack from this Islamic blood-sucking jihadist. We will tell you that a particular religion is not a religion of peace. It's just like you are joining a cult. These are one of the evidences. If you're liberal Muslims, just look at it from this aspect. Somebody is living Islam. Now, one of the requirements for living Islam, in quotes, as quoted by many Islamic scholars, is death. Now, you join a cult. Most of the cults we have today, living those cults is just like killing yourself. Why is it that a religion would want to kill somebody for living that religion? When somebody converts from Christianity to Islam, they come on social media and they propagate it and they boast about it. But when somebody is living the same religion, they are hunting that person to kill that person. Enough is enough. Pastors are coming out boldly to speak against these guys. And you say you're a liberal Muslim. You say nothing about it. And these things have been going on for decades upon decades upon decades. There's one issue I have, is that Christians of these days, like those days that we used to go to church, one of our pastors was so angry. He came on the altar and he said, everybody should be ready with his cutlass. Everybody should be ready with his cutlass. The kingdom of heaven suffered violence, and the violence taketh it by force. There are some reverend fathers in northern Nigeria and some places that always equip themselves in case of any of these attacks. If you don't stand your ground, these Fulani guys will come and just have a field day on you. There are laws in the land. We should engage security officials in order to stop these guys. The Nigerian constitution does not tell you that if you leave what provisions of the Nigerian constitution provides that you kill somebody for living a religion. Look at the Deborah thing happened, and we just looked the other way. That's why I've said this system has to change. You see, the Fulani, they position themselves in northern Nigeria. They are in the judiciary, they are in the executive, they are in the legislature. So whatever, they will act as a cover up for their people. They are extending it to Nigeria. When Buhari was president, the Deborah thing happened. We had 50 lawyers, sons, defending these guys. Until today, these guys have not gone punished because we had some people trying to play smart on the laws of the land and the 1999 constitution. Where is it provided that you kill somebody, you take law into your hands because somebody lives a religion? Is Nigeria a religious state or a secular state? No wonder in the constitution you see a separate code for Sharia. This guy has left the union. He's not part of your Islamic whatever. He's a Christian, but you are still hunting him from one place to another. We are calling on Southern Christians. Looking at all this, you think it's going to be, let them face what they are doing. We are comfortable here. It will get to a point whereby everybody, it will go around and it will touch everybody. Let's talk about Benue State. Benue State have been suffering from attacks from the Fulani for a very long time. We needed a governor. The past governor was so tough on the Fulani people, even to the extent that they almost threatened him. They threatened the governor, the former governor of Benue State. Now it is Reverend Father Alia and what have you. You are building ranches because there is a pressure on you to, let's give them a settlement so that they will not be in the farms and this. You as a government don't need to build ranches for them. They need to use their monies to procure ranches for themselves. The government doesn't have to use the state money to, who are they? Who are they in Nigeria? You carry government money, and why don't you build spare parts? Or why don't you build business for the people, since you are building ranches for Fulani? I don't understand this mentality of a thing. You are building ranches for Fulani. Why don't they use their money? They are doing business. They are selling their cows. The cows they are selling is not for free. Most of them don't even pay tax because of their movement from one place to another, to the federal government. Most of them are not taxable. Let them use proceeds of their business. They are conducting a business. I've told you, those cows you see they move from one place to another is conquest. That is the truth about everything you see happening with the Fulani. It is conquest. Any place they go, that ranches you are seeing, building a ranch for them, it becomes a community, it becomes a local government. They start pushing for rights. The ones that are liberal, that went to school, will start pushing for presidency, for governorship. However, they will start growing. And the ones that are there up there with the ones down there, they will start connecting. The ones up there will be giving legality to those ranches. Like it happened in one of the states that I talked about a long time ago. From giving them ranch, they form that place, the local government. They start pressurizing for rights, for representation. From representation, they get into the government. They get into the government. From there, they expand into the community. And they started taking lands. We know the gimmicks of these Fulani guys. Don't the governors know what is happening? These governors that have been affected, don't they know what is happening? In Ondo State, the governor of Ondo State yet has not spoken on the issue. In Enugu State, the governor of Enugu State yet have not spoken on the issue. Is it because they are not affected or directly affected? Most of the people that are being kidnapped today, they tell you that these are Fulani that are being kidnapped, that are in the bushes. Why is it that the governors are looking as if we are here today, we are experiencing some of these things like it doesn't concern them? I'm even shocked till today Enugu State governor have not spoken on the issue. The women are coming out to protest. You expect people to start taking law into their hands. Now, northern bishops and pastors are taking up the mantle against these guys. The Fulani thought that the Muslim ticket will help them further their ambition. But Tinubu disappointed most of them. They thought that the Muslim ticket that's why that Sharia guy, the leader of Sharia in Nigeria, came out and said, this Muslim ticket is not favoring us. We are being neglected. We are being segregated. Look at Tinubu's government. Look at those that are pulling the strings in Tinubu's government. Not the Muslim guys. Wike is part of those. He's a Christian. Akpabio is a Christian. These are the people pulling the strings in the government today. Not even Ribadu. Not even Baja. Those ones are Muslims. But the people, the foreigners, Umahi, these are part of the people that are pushing the government. So these Islamists, they are angry that instead of, they believe that this Muslim ticket is one of the best presidency for them. Having put a Shetima by Tinubu to checkmate Tinubu, they never knew that the Tinubu is somebody else. That's why today the Northern will say the Yoruba Muslims are not real. Who told you? They're not real Muslims. The same Northerners are saying that Saudi Arabia, they're not real Muslims. Because Saudi Arabia is embracing a kind of Islam that has never been embraced or seen before. So as we're speaking, the governor of Benue State needs to understand that as a Catholic priest, as a Reverend Father, as a clergyman, he has the utmost responsibility of protecting the lives of Christians, in particular in that state. Because these Fulani guys, you need to know, no wonder they are able to manipulate them and do all sorts of things. Look at just what thing that happened in Enugu State. Look at how women are coming out to make sure that, man, now in Enugu State now, they are banning the usage of this. Don't buy their cows, don't buy their meat, so that they will be out of business. Let's know the reasons why they are in Enugu State. Don't do any business with them. Because we understand the kind, where they are coming from. We understand their motive. We understand that predisposition. Their predisposition. They will come and they pretend. We know where they are going. They will not pretend and stoop so low and be so humble in order to get to where they are going. When they get to where they are going, they will not show you their true colors. In Southeast, we know. But people of the Middlebelt, is this how you want to raise an uprising against the Fulani? By planting them in your midst? If they are going to have ranches, the government shouldn't build ranches for them. If they are becoming menace, why is it that they are always menace? They are a menace with Boko Haram, they are a menace with Lakurawa, they are a menace with ISWAP, Akwad, they are a menace. And when they are being caught, you take them, you start pardoning them. People that are terrorists that are killing people. Look at Jonathan in Zamfara State. Look at how soldiers are being killed. The mainstream media, soldiers are killed. They televised it. This one did not warrant state of emergency in that state. But it is political. We are looking at political interest. I've told you that these people that are representing you, they not send you. Look at those young, vibrant soldiers. They were being killed by these Fulani terrorists in northern Nigeria. Why? Why are they killing them? Why? Why are they killing them? Some people lost their life in the southeast. The outrage. But soldiers are consistently going down. In the northern part of Nigeria, the mainstream media, they are quiet about it. But if it's politics, they'll just propagate all sorts of things. Because political interest is, these politicians, what is most important for them is their political interest. How they are going to hold on to power. They don't care if people die. This should have sparked outrage. They should have conducted a state of emergency in that state. But yet nothing is happening. And this is just the handiwork. Whether it is, if it's not the handiwork, it's always connected to the uprising of the Fulani in Nigeria and northern Nigeria. However, our message, this is a Sunday morning. Pastors and everybody is calling on the governor of Benue State. You have a responsibility. You have a responsibility. At the first place, we are not even hearing Benue State in the news. There's nothing. It seems like nothing is going on in Benue State. The governor is just there sitting and not. If you are doing something, let it be in the media. The media is a powerful tool to pass messages. If not, they will downplay whatever you have been doing. It's like we do a wonderful job. If you don't use the media to push some of the things you are doing, nobody is. There will be no record. The media stands as a record of history. Anything you put in the media, it's a record for history. What is Benue State doing? Instead of using the money to build tech hubs, tech schools, agricultural technology for your farmers, because the food basket of the nation, I think, is Benue State. Instead of you to do those things, you are building ranches for Fulani. And you don't want to learn lessons. You don't want to learn lessons from the past. Look at 2027. We will count the scores. 2027, everybody will be awoken to the reality of what the Fulani plans to do in Nigeria. But for the presidency, I've said it though. I'm not supporting Tinubu. I will never support Tinubu. I've said it. If you're a Christian and you are an APC member and you are supporting what APC is doing, I don't belong to any political party. But those that are supporting what APC is doing, and you go to church, like I'm going to church this morning, you wear your clothes, you're a bigot, you hate on Yoruba, you hate on Igbo, you hate on Hausa, you're a bigot, and you carry your system, your clothes, and you go to church. Who are you praying to God? I'm saying Christian. You can be I don't know, I'm not in Islam. Maybe it is permitted to be an Islamist, because I believe Islam is brotherhood. There's no tribe in Islam. That one, I know that one. But we have people who are religious in Nigeria, supporting evil, and they go to church and raise their hands. To who? It's not the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob that we know, that the Bible tells us about, that you are praising and worshiping. You are deceiving yourself, my brother. You are deceiving yourself. If I see any evil, I will speak against any evil. All Fulanis are not the same, but the majority of the agenda, that's what we are tackling. This Fulani pastor, I have been following for a very long time on TikTok. I've been following his movement, his evangelical movement. if you see the vibrancy, if you see the purest form of Christianity, this Fulani pastor is showing. I remember those days when my parents, we used to go to church. I remember the kind of Christians we have there. There's love, there's peace everywhere. Nobody's looking at you are Igbo, you are Hausa, Yoruba. Everybody's coming together to worship the one God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Everybody will sing songs. We break bread from house to house. This Fulani guy reminds me, because the spirit that this guy assumes what goes on with. Sorry, I'm a Christian. If you're not a Christian, I'm sorry. I'm a Christian. Yes. Naira Marley, you know Naira Marley? I was reading his tweet. He said, Islam is perfect, but the people that are practicing Islam may not be perfect. So that is it. So I remember, but there are people that are consistent with an agenda. The Islamic Fulani jihadist fundamentalists. I can't hate. I've told you before, I'm first a human before I am Igbo and Christian. I'm first a human being. I'm for humans. So if you are supporting evil and you want to go to church this morning, maybe by the time you are watching this video, maybe after church, you are going to church. To which God are you praying to God? God put you in position of power. And like Esther, you are not fighting for the children of Israel, your people. Mordecai told Esther, you cannot be the queen. And there's a plan to exterminate the children of Israel, and you do nothing about it. Fast for 3 days. Go and meet the king. And make sure you lay this at his table that Haman want to kill for those that are not Christians. Esther is a queen. The children of Israel were in captive. Esther is a queen married to Xerxes. Xerxes is like an emperor then. He came, he wanted to marry, chose beautiful queens. Esther found favor before the king, and the king married Esther. There's a law then, if you are going to come to see the king, you must be permitted. You can't just enter and meet the king anyhow, because if you try that, you can be killed. So Esther wanted to take a risk to save her people. Haman, on the other way, was a prince in that kingdom. He was planning to exterminate the children of Israel. So we have a governor in a Christian, a governor in a Reverend Father. You are seeing the plans of these Fulani guys trying to fix themselves as if you be small picking. You don't know the history of the Fulani. You have not read history. You don't know what their plans are. As if you don't know that establishing those ranches using government money is an indictment on the people, on the souls that are being killed by this movement. You don't know their gimmicks. You should know better. The federal government should ban open grazing. That's what the governor was telling the federal government. Ban open grazing, this and that, and that and that. And we are here. We are here today. Banning open grazing, we are here. Where we want to build ranches for them. We have said it. The people we have in power today, there's something really that they're not telling us. Because why would an Ondo State governor not speak on the killings in the state? If it's Akeredolu, my God, Akeredolu is on that person. If you're asking me who is having that popularity among the Yoruba people that can replace Tinubu, it is Akeredolu. That is my own. Late Akeredolu, his actions, he was one that started Amoteco to safeguard his people. He was tough on Buhari's government, and the planned killings, the war killings, look at the killings, the bloody killings. He put out Amoteco. That is the kind of governor we want in Benue State, because there's an existential threat on the Christians in Benue, on people of Benue State. These guys, anything they do is just dominance, exact dominance, and land grabbing and dominating you. Anything. They are hiding under Islam to propagate and perpetrate all these things before our eyes. So the governor needs to sit up, like Esther sat up, fasted for 3 days, and went into the chamber of the king. The king was surprised. He was shocked. As she entered, the king now told her, what do you want? After some days of them dining together, what do you want? The king told her, what do you want? And she lady that my people, somebody's planning evil against my people. At the end of the day, that action she took, she saved the children of Israel. Her uncle Mordecai was promoted. And again, she used her power, she used her opportunity as an Israelite, as a pastor, as a king, as a Christian, to fight and save the lives of his people. But yet, the governor is there, killings upon killings upon killings. There's nothing they can do. I don't know what we can do to this Fulani invasion in Nigeria. But we need to be strong. My northern brothers, we need to be strong. See? Be strong in the Lord. Yes, be strong in the Lord. It is the Lord that protects. The Lord that gives you the wisdom to fight. May the God of Israel give you wisdom to fight and defeat all these people that want to exterminate, that wants to stop the gospel of God from spreading. My Fulani brother, God is with you. You're a light shining amongst the darkness in that particular tribe or where you come from, in your family. You're a light shining. Nobody shall quench that light. Nobody shall quench that light. In Jesus' name, amen.